Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Galactic Civilizations for Warlords. We're going to be starting up a brand new game, and I've always wanted to play as the monster race. Unfortunately, that does not exist, so I went ahead and created my own, and allow me to introduce you to the Zenozerg Collective. The Zenozerg Collective, a ruthless alien faction, combines the ferocity of Zerg with the adaptability of Xenomorphs. They seek to dominate space through relentless expansion and a unified hive mind. Now, I don't know if the Zerg got the Xenomorph or the Xenomorph got the Zerg. Whichever way this went, the result is truly terrifying. For our abilities, we have the Spores ability. This gets us the Spores of Yggdrasil, which allows us to turn dead planets into Class 5 worlds. I feel like this is very on theme for spreading of both the Zerg creep and the Xenomorph's goop, or whatever it is that they use to build their hives. We are a hive mind, which means for each colony we control, we get additional HP within our territory. We have access, of course, to our colony ship and a probe ship at the start. We have one flagship. Our cultural focus is collectivism, and our phenotype is radiotropic. This means we won't need food as such, but we will need pollution for growth, and it also boosts our approval. So we want nice stinky planets, which is nice. Now, our citizens are custom made as well. They basically have a minus to diplomacy. We've got a minus to intelligence and also to our social skills. However, they do have boosted resolve and diligence. And let's take a look at this species, because for our abilities we are fast, which means we have a +1 to our, or +2 to our movement, where we are intimidating, giving us an extra 30 to intimidation. We are very productive because we like to spread, and we're not very likable. -3 to diplomacy means that wars are pretty hard to avoid. Now, we are also going to be using the monster ships, because we're technically the monster faction, and some of these are interesting. They're mostly not great. I would say the Pest Mother is very good. There's maybe some early game plays that you can do with it, and with the right tech, it's pretty spectacular. The great thing about it is that it has interceptor fighters, and it also has quite a large amount of siege. 128. That's effectively 3 transports and a bit worth in one ship, so it's very good. Now, you do have to tech up a little bit to get to that, and we'll talk about the other ships when they come up. Now, our planet type is going to be volcanic because it's extra pollution, and we start off on the abyssal wastes, which means we have 2 other radioactive planets. Let's go ahead and get this started. Our game difficulty will be godlike. Game pacing, research rates, both normal. Minor races set to common. Hostile entities will be occasional. Civilization proximity will be far. Our galaxy size, we're going to go with a medium binary galaxy here with star frequency all set to occasion. Habitable planets, extreme planets, resources all occasional. For our advanced settings, we will disable all trading. The AI will be unable to surrender, but they can surrender their colonies. There is, of course, fog of war in our territories, and we will enable all victory conditions. And with that, let's go ahead and start up the game. We will be starting off with 12 players, all godlike, random. And let's go. Here we are, the Zenozerg Collective. In the deepest reaches of uncharted space, a new threat has emerged. Born from the fusion of 2 relentless forces, the Zenozerg Collective, a nightmarish amalgamation of the Zerg and Xenomorph, has risen to challenge the dominance of all known factions in the galactic race for supremacy. Their insatiable hunger for expansion knows no bounds as they swarm across planets with merciless intent, their hive mind driving them towards total domination. Each member is but a single cell within the collective consciousness, working in perfect synchrony to achieve their collective goals. Their very presence signifies the dawn of an era where survival is uncertain and only the strongest will prevail. Excellent. So let's see what we have here. We have spawned in the top corner of the map, and it's unlikely that we're going to find any planets to colonize over here, but it is possible. So for our first move, I think we will start off with a telescope takeover, and we will probably hit these 3 planets over here, and most likely we're looking to find something here, if anything, but I'm hoping that we can get this little back corner to ourselves. Let's see what we have found. Now, around this planet, we have a class 22 amazing world with pretty good minerals. -2 to population cap. Over here, we have got a couple class 2 pores. Not very high priority at all. Nothing around this star. Lots of asteroids. So this is actually going to be a decent world for us. Not bad. Now, for our ships, we'll grab our probe. And I think we're going to send Mr. Probius down here, then back up and around, because I'm curious about what's around this star. We will send the colony ship out towards this planet. We don't have the ship range yet, but we will get there eventually. And of course, our flagship is just going to start scanning anomalies for us. For our first research, we have colonial policies. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and start that up, and we will indeed keep cranking out some more of these colony ships, because we have a little bit of colonizing to do. If we have a look at our home planet, let's start getting a feel for what we have and what we're going to be building towards. We have a wormhole generator here, which is quite nice to have, actually. And a snuggler colony, which we may wish to get online. It's unfortunate placement. The tiles here kind of suck. We have the farther tree. Now, this is going to increase our population cap by 6 and give us culture points per month, which is important because we don't really have any control per month income. And culture points per month is pretty good. We're going to want to unlock some of some very important culture stuff for us. And I think early on, this +3 right here is great. Now, once this tree finishes, it's going to sprout up some things, some more roots that are going to give us a bonus to research. But I don't really think this is going to be a research planet for us. We're mostly going to be focusing, I think, on military. And we have a +3 military tile down here. That is kind of nice. I wouldn't mind making that a little bit better. The irradiated foundry over here increases pollution, gets us a bit of manufacturing, and gives us a bonus to manufacturing and military of +1, which is quite nice. We would like that to have a little bit of a boost to it, so we'll put that right there. And the rest of it, the network nexus, will give us extra research and research +1, as well as some extra pollution. But I'm going to hold off on placing this on our home world here, because there really isn't that much good for research. On top of which, I believe a lot of these tiles give us minus to research. So yeah, not great, but we should be able to make this into a fairly decent manufacturing powerhouse. At least that'll be the goal. Kind of thinking about possibly going for a Beacon of Babylon as well, because I kind of like the idea of spreading our creep. But it's something to keep in mind. I don't know if we're going to do that just yet. We'll see what the game has. We'll see what the game has for us. Nice bit of Illyrium right there. With those preparations done, turn 1 is over. Let's send it forward and see where this develops. We now have the ability to manage some of our leaders. Let's see what we've got here. I see some potential. So let's go ahead and assign Zergal Nom here to the Minister of Exploration, for that extra movement and ship range that we're going to need to get those planets. You're fairly intelligent. Increases awareness of individualism. Don't love that. Let's go ahead and plop you in as the Minister of Technology for the extra research and research slot. And that leaves this person here with a fairly decent social skill to be our Minister of Colonization. And that all checks out. And that's all we can do for the moment until next turn. So let's ship it. Now, we didn't find anything around this star. No big deal. The question is, yeah, I think we will scout out our immediate vicinity. So we'll send him back up this way. We're looking for good resources as well, potential resources. There's colonial policies for the +1 enacted policy slot. And let's see what we have here. Now, our science is looking pretty poor. And of these things... I think asteroid mining is probably the thing that gets us moving along the fastest. Now, for our first civilization policy, we're going to go for land exploitation, as this gives us extra pollution, which is in turn a little bit more approval, at least in theory, as well as the gross income is nice to have. Let's go ahead and plug that in. We will be dropping the taxes all the way down for the slight boost to manufacturing that it's going to give us. Something like that. A new generation has been born on Kytroth Prime, the first that are likely to live and die on distant worlds. Our most brilliant thinkers will lead us forward. He's not going to be the best scientist, but he should help us get a little bit of extra science, so we'll accept him. We are losing a citizen in 1 month. Let's hope that it is this unhappy soul. It's going to be a rough opener, unless we find something truly amazing. But let's go ahead and try and settle this planet. That'll happen next turn. At least it's going to be a little bit... I don't know what this planet's going to have. Plus 50% food. I'm not sold that it's going to be great. Ooh, hello. A class 20 Fafnir. Nice. Send him up this way. One of my favorite mechs. The old Fafnir. A biographer is interviewing you so he can write a book about your rise to power. He asks what motivated you to lead the drive from your homeworld out into the unknown reaches of space. This will get us a +1 culture point in things that I don't really care about. I guess we will increase progressivism and take the +1 culture point. Things should be looking a lot better on this planet now. Population is not changing. Love at first sight. What? What gives us love at first sight? Ah, well. Alright, there's Chevremont. Our very first colony. A dormant AI from an ancient advanced civilization has been discovered. If activated, it could significantly boost the productivity of this planet, but its alien origins pose potential risks. +1 minerals and technology on this planet. I think we accept the weird AI. We're going to need a governor for this planet, and I think sooner rather than later. We have a very decent governor right here. Very expensive. What are his things? A ruthless tactician, charismatic, and a renowned nemesis. Minus 25% trade deal bonus when assigned as a diplomat. Fine. Go ahead and become a governor of this planet, and let's see what we have got here. Get the shipyard up. We have Aurora's Arboretum, a decent military tile. Let's see where we can plant the tree. I think the tree goes here. The contagion source, we'll take it for the +1 manufacturing and the extra growth, as well as the +2 levels to adjacency on military. There'll be a star base there, eventually a star port. And let's rock it like this. +5 minerals. This will also be a very decent manufacturing planet. Unfortunately, no science planets just yet. Maybe Fafnir is the one. Nothing around this star. Let's keep going. All right, asteroid mining done. We'll get rid of this farmer. We don't need those. Goodbye, sir. And with asteroid mining completed, I wouldn't mind getting universal translator, but we're going to wait until we actually have the quest to do it this time around. Starbase modules. Not really what we need just yet. I guess we'll go for armed shuttles as it's here. We'll go ahead and pick it up. And these asteroid mines, we will go ahead and pick up these 2 clusters. We're going to need to produce... Oh, no. We got all the clusters in one. That's fine. We can send it down to Chevremont, or whatever the name is. Come back, sir. Excellent. And we will probably need, yes, some more ships, because we have these 2 worlds to settle, as well as class 5 planets to create. Your flagship has come across ancient plans for a semi-sentient AI designed to monitor and reduce crime on planets. I mean, this is a lot of cash. This is also potentially a lot of cash. I think we extract the resources from the discovery. I'm not too big on reducing crime. Let's extract all the resources. Once we're able to sell them off, they'll be useful. There's our colony ship. I think the best planet that we found is maybe this planet up here, Merlin. Let's go ahead and see if we could settle Merlin. We'll continue to send our little Probius out over this way. We also have some nice asteroids over here. A little bit of Prometheon. Like to see that. Some dead worlds. Okay. Okay. We may be colonizing for a long time. There's armed shuttles completed. Let's go ahead for... These are all fairly good stuff. I'm kind of leaning towards the 1 turn. But tech assimilation does get us the Golgi. And the Golgi is nice. It does reduce pollution, which you hate to see, but has really good bonus per level of +4, as well as the adjacency bonus. And sensor range. It's a thing that we want, but I don't think we want it just yet. I think we'll go for space weapons. As it's there, now what do we do on this planet? If we do decide to go for a beacon of Babylon, then it does make sense to build this here because it gives us extra influence growth. +1 levels to adjacency, which means the beacon would likely go here or here. Not great places because I want these for manufacturing. Also, our research tiles are not amazing either. Do we want to go for the beacon play? The beacon play kind of makes sense. Like I said, I want to spread that creep. In which case, this would go here. The beacon could go there, and then we can get something else here. We lose access to a couple military tiles, but the starbase is likely to go here, and then maybe something like the Durantium processor can go there, and some other things. I would like the ability to plan these out with pins, but That's maybe asking for a little bit too much. Now, we do have access to the heavy drone. We'll go ahead and park one right there for the slight approval bonus it's going to get. And we'll send another one down over this way. Now, the economic advisors on Kiteroth Prime discovered rare resources under the planet's most fertile regions. They want permission to excavate the lands and reach these resources. They promise to set up a small exhibit for all the species they exterminate. Go ahead. We lose farming, but we gain +1 wealth. That's fine. Absolutely not. Pacifism goes up. Or invest in improving the fertile region instead. We have to pay 500 credits to make that happen, and it's a hard no from me. Just go ahead and do it. Give me the +1 wealth and send it. Now, double Prometheon over here, as well as some worlds. A class 16 does kind of mean that I would love to settle over here as well. Still no AI. We're free to expand as much as we like, and you love it. Space weapons, done. Let's choose a new tech. We're gonna go for Xeno-industrialization, leading on to space elevators. Who knows, we might even be able to get Razar's lift for this game. It's a rare one for me to pick up because the AI tends to get that really early. Now, do we need this many scientists? Is a good question. They're not particularly intelligent, and if somebody has, yeah, like this dude who has 2 intelligence, I mean, we can just get rid of you. 76 approval. Yeah, 4 is the minimum I accept from a scientist. Become a space cadet and go grab me this planet and this Prometheon. If we can secure this Prometheon as well, I love the amount of asteroids that we have. That's really good. Nothing around this planet to speak of. Let's send them off to see if we can meet some new AI buddies. It's all going to be, I do want to do more settling. There's a lot of planets that we need to get online. So settling it is. Good thing is we have lots of growth. Let's see. What are you doing? You're just parking your butt right there. Cool. Xeno-industrialization done. Leads on to space elevators. And there it is. We will go ahead and pick it up nice and early. We kind of want to rush Razar's lift. And I would love to put it on this planet if possible. I just don't think there's a great place for it, but we'll see what we can do. We also would like to get out the Beacon of Babylon. The thing is, it's not that big of a rush. The AI tends not to go for the beacon too quickly. There was once a defensive starbase configured to fire long-range missiles at any ship that came too close. There's no indication why it was abandoned. We could get +2 missile attacks on that ship, or we can do an upgrade missiles mission. Now, I had no intention of doing missiles this playthrough, but maybe we will. Maybe we will. What do we need to do here? Dual stage detonations. That's a long way off just for an extra 10 missile attack. Not a priority. Back on this planet, let's think about this. We kind of know where the Beacon of Babylon is going. It's not going to be the biggest beacon you'll ever see, but that means we have space for some things. We know the starport may be there. We want the Durantium processor probably there. That doesn't leave us a whole lot of space to play around with for manufacturing. Let's go ahead and start putting down some manufacturing districts. Raise the pollution. Just throw them down any old place. Doesn't really matter. That one's more valuable. Do this until we have some other tech unlocked, like Razar's lift. We'll get to work on building that. Yes, I would like that asteroid mining cluster. Thank you. There is space elevators and another space cadet. Let's see. You're both fine. 79 approval on that guy. We'll probably send you out. Bye. Cool. Next up, weapon systems or defensive studies? I think we'll take weapon systems. I'll change my mind. Let's get defensive studies. Nothing over here. I really would like to find some AI though. Let's see. I think we keep spitting out colony ships. We have a lot to colonize, like these 2 worlds here for sure. There's the potential for these small planets to feed this guy. There's this world. It's a class 20, Fafnir. I think we should settle Fafnir. Let's just do it before we lose it. A little bit of a lucky start here. Oh no! Our colony ship just died to random ass fucking pirates. That hurts. That sets our shit back quite a ways, which means I'm gonna have to dispatch this flagship up in that direction. We'll redivert this Foundation colony ship back over this way because I liked this planet up here. This is also really good, but it's a bit safer. And the next colony ship we have will go over there. Meanwhile, there's Fafnir. Food grown on Fafnir has a distinct taste. Locals don't notice anything unusual, but off-world visitors find it exceedingly strange and even exotic tasting. Of late, the outside world has developed a faddish taste for this colony's food. Invite more colonists to the planet to increase production. That's +20 to manufacturing. Pretty good. We don't need farming. Farming and wealth. minus farming and wealth. I kind of like the plus 20 to manufacturing. Thank you very much. We'll take that. Do we get a leader for this planet? I think there's more important planets for now. Found some more worlds over here. A class 20 and a class 2 with lots of asteroids. Not as important. Let's see what's up in this little cluster. There's defensive studies done and also a new space cowboy. Let's get him out there. Choose a new tech. Planetology is something that we will want at some point. I don't want to spend 2 turns doing it. Xeno manufacturing gets us the Durantium processor, which is kind of important. I think, though, maybe we will go for weapons systems. That's a 2 turns. Research is very slow at this stage for us. That's unfortunate. Get up the manufacturing districts. Some decent ones. Plus 5s. Get to work on those. I think we still need colony ships for the foreseeable. Lots of planets, and lots of planets means lots of shipyards. Lots of shipyards means lots of ships. So it's pretty important. And this, I think it's time we start doing supply ships. Supply ships. A museum is opening a display about your life. They would like to know what you feel my greatest accomplishment has been. I have done nothing. Together we have done everything. Collectivism goes up. I actually like collectivism going up. And there is another colony ship. We'll send him to colonize this planet. Very important. Very important world for us. That double Prometheon, if we can get our hands on it, would be great. Great, 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 great. There's weapons systems, getting us a small boost. I do want Universal Translator, but I also want the boost that comes with it for the quest. So I'm going to hold off on doing that. Artificial gravity will be the one we go for. Movement speed +1 plus the extra logistics. Kind of important. Little life relic over there that we don't need. And around this world, nothing. Big fat nothing. So we press on. Big fat nothing. No AI. We should maybe do a telescope takeover. But, alright, let's find the next unhappy person to go out into space. I do sort of like my manufacturer type people. All of my scientists barely pass the bar. I guess it's gonna be you. Okay, look, we're just gonna get rid of all of our population. Screw it. So much settling to be done. I don't think we want to go out that far. There's maybe some worlds down here, but I think at this point it's a good idea to turn this into a class 5 world. And we want to do this class 5 world because typically these class 5 poor worlds have really good resources, and when they send them back to the planet, it's a really good boost when you're using this Spores ability. For example, this has 333 minerals, research, and wealth, whereas these main planets here have 1, 1, and 2, and 1, 1, and 1. Now, we will eventually settle these and, yes, develop them into core worlds themselves, but having this colony supplying us is actually going to speed up things a great deal on this planet. I think it's important. Would love Razar's Lift. We need to get Durantium for that. However, I haven't seen Durantium, which means we can't farm it. We don't have access to the Galactic Bazaar until we get the Universal Translator, which we're not doing until we find AI. So onwards we go. Now we do have our very first collectivism perk, that is unification for 100% homeworld influence. Another reason that we would like to get the Beacon of Babylon, because it stacks quite nicely with this. However, there are other things that we want. Consensus, for example, reduces our citizens' expectations, which are quite high, by 50%. That'll lead to quite a big jump to our approval. We get unified coordination to build up the Zerg swarm, plus 12 logistics, mass mobilization for when we're at war. All very good stuff. This is just a very solid tree, and I like it. Now, where'd those stinky pirates go? There's one. There's another. You piece. Blew up my defensive fighter, you bastard. And it's sieging us in 23 months. And you know, I hate the AI sometimes. I do. Because there's no way that ship should be able to siege our planet. But anyway, there's +1 moves and +4 logistics. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Let's go ahead and pick up Xeno manufacturing, good directed energy weapons. I wouldn't mind making some progress. Space doctrine, however, we kind of want. Let's go ahead and squish this guy and cautiously explore. That's not the world we're looking for. I bet that ship is going to zip out from the fog of war somewhere over here and kill this colony ship. I bet you anything. I can't believe we're under siege here by a thing that has 2. Count it. 2 siege. Our planetary defense is like 54. Come on, man. And it's orbital bombarding us. Look at how many fighters. Oh my god. Alright, we got Betrio 3. Precursor civilization food processing center has been found on this world. Could be highly beneficial if utilized by a governor. We could break it apart for a lot of resources, which is a lot of money. I feel like a food processor, I don't know what that does for us. If it gives us food, as the name implies, that's bad. But I feel like food processing center might give us some manufacturing, which is good. On the other hand, this represents a lot of resources. So we're going to take that. And do we really have the entire sector to ourselves? Do we really? Alright, there's Space Doctrine and another Space Cadet. Let's just yeet you out there. Space Doctrines for another enacted policy slot. Let's choose a new tech. Universal Translator, I don't think we can wait on any longer. Let's just pick it up. Screw it. It's going to be some lost culture points, which I hate. We're going to go with Shipyard Stimulus here. Alright, I still think we need a couple more ships. Let's go ahead and settle these worlds, as it's a little bit risky with all these pirates flying around. I don't want to send them out. And also they're contributing their resources until we're ready. We're going to need a lot of cash at some point, but I really do wish to start liquidating some of these things that we have so that we can afford some governors. I'm just going to park your ass here in this fleet until I find where you're going. There it is. Universal Translator has been done. We do have the most, well, some of the colonized worlds were on the list, which is something. And there's another civilian getting out into space. Done. Universal Translator has been completed, getting us basically the ability to move on to cultural translation, which we do want for the Beacon of Babylon. But again, don't we have access to the bazaar? There it is, the bazaar. We have 18 precursor nanites. That's a huge amount of cash. We're just going to sell off a bunch and maybe pick up some new leaders if there's any good ones. You're an alright governor, and we will go ahead and... Where would we probably have the best science, the best chance of science? None of these seem particularly good for science. I'm going to go with Fafnir. Fafnir seems like a pretty good planet. Let's go ahead and settle you. Let's see what we got. Another snuggler colony, some decent manufacturing. I don't love it. No good research here, really. Let's go ahead and plant the tree. I think there's fine. Get down the contagion source. There's fine. Not particularly happy with this planet, but all right, it's a planet. Go ahead and settle this planet. Boom, that's done. Now, do we want to let our population bounce back a bit? I think we do. We would like this. We would also love, with our cash and the fact that we have the precursor nanites here to sell, we're just going to sell off a whole bunch. Sell them all. Sell them all. Get rid of it. Liquidate it. We are going to want to save some cash for a harmony crystal when it turns up so we can get the beacon. We would like some durantium as well. If we can get some durantium mining up, that would be great. We want these 2 Prometheon. Would love to find this planet up here as well that we said we wanted to settle. There's cultural translation for the Beacon of Babylon, enacting our plan of spreading our creep to absolutely nobody, because it seems this sector is completely empty, but that's okay. That allows us to sort of tech up, and with that in mind, maybe we should go for technological assimilation. We don't really need starbase modules just yet. The starport would be nice to have, and it does lead on to improved life support and starship refits and things that we will want at some point. Planetology is another thing that we're going to need because we will hit our population cap fairly quickly, but let's go with what's going to help us out right here, right now. Technological assimilation, because I do want to get a tech world up at some point. Now, for our ships, there's nothing really here that tickles my fancy. We'll put in prototype defenses for now until we find something else. And we do have our supply ship. Now, our supply ship is going to be a little bit wasted. I mean, I do want Razar's lift, and we need 5 durantium. So we should have actually done this a little bit ago. There's our harmony crystals. Can we afford everything? 5 durantium is pretty expensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think that's important. Let's get the 3 harmony crystals. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We can put down these 2 items. Razar's lift. Where do we want it? There's a +4 there. That'll give pretty good military adjacency, and we get a starport down on this tile. So let's go ahead and destroy this improvement. Throw down Razar's right there. Bump that to the front of the queue. The beacon we said would go there. That's pretty good. With coordination beacon can feed that. Also quite nice. That's the best beacon we're gonna get. Let's go ahead and bump these to the front of the queue. Now, that doesn't mean we're gonna get Razar's. We still have to complete it. There's a small flagship that can go out and survey for us. Make it happen. I would love to find this planet so I can set my flagship to come home. There it is. We'll get the moves happening next turn. Back here, I think we will continue to just spam out supply ships. Get the lift done. More supply ships. Everywhere is going to be supply ships. So we're not feeling any pressure out of the AI. We've got absolutely no rush whatsoever. We need a whole bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. 20 months. Well, send this supply ship all the way home and hope that it makes it back here. Okay, our probe has hit its destination. There's a class 14 with thulium, class 2. Not a whole lot here for us. And I really do think this very large sector is unpopulated, which is incredible. It means somewhere there's a very tiny sector cramped packed with 12 dudes, which is not really the game I had hoped for, but here it is. Let's go ahead and colonize this planet. Thank you. There's Merlin 1. The colony's food processor is broken, leading to a halt in food production. Immediate action is required to avert a potential crisis. Fine, repair it. -5 durantium. Why do you hate me, game? Why do you hate me? All right, you need to come home and avert this disaster. How many turns are we looking at here? 9 turns, 7. Plenty of time. A rush of excitement in our space program has spurred a lot of new candidates. We should take advantage of this. This is new leaders, I believe. No rush. Can we get this class 20? We should really just get as many worlds as we can, seeing as nobody's here. It's kind of silly. No one here except for pirates bothering us. We'll need to move this fighter out because this corvette will kill my fighter out of spite. Let's get... Yep, more settlers. Just all the settlers, please. Hopefully we have enough planetary defense that they can't siege my core world, which would be stupid. Class poor. So if we do have the system to ourselves, we should try to find the entrance. Let's just queue you up over here. There is technological assimilation. We have actually found somebody. It's the Zolotzi. We're going to murder you last, Zolotzi. I can't promise that, actually. But there is the Golgate, and with the finding of another species, it does mean that they will start grabbing up space here, even if they're not in our sector. But I'm still happy with the amount of worlds we've got. We've got a lot of worlds. We will probably get leadership recruiting, as that will give us access to the Pest Mother, and if we can start getting some levels on the Pest Mother by killing these pirates that are roaming our place, that would be great. Research districts would also be nice, but we don't really have a research planet just yet, unfortunately. We haven't been lucky enough. Now, experimental weapons is interesting because experimental weapons can lead on to biological targeting, and having access to the Theron Ray could be fun. That's a plus 25% attack against carbon base, and the Shattering Pulse, which works against silicon, for a mass of 1. It's pretty good. It will take a lot of research to get there, however, and I don't think it's a priority. We will go for leadership recruiting because I do want that Pest Mother to get some levels. That'll be good. We'll keep the supply ships a-coming because I want Razar's lift. And it looks like we may get there. In fact, I think we get there. Beautiful. Now, Zelotzi. Somehow, some way, we are first in the prestige victory progress. But that's because we are left totally alone to do as we like and just accelerate as hard as we can. We will keep printing out supply ships. Did we get Razars? We did. That's a rarity in and of itself. Now we get the beacon. Governor of Fafnir 1 is warning of a potential climate disaster on their planet. Deep fissures have begun to release immense amount of heat and particles into the atmosphere. We can send help to reduce pollution. We don't care. We actually want pollution. This is their problem to deal with, plus pollution. That did lower his loyalty a bit. Getting kind of low. We don't want that to fall under 30. In fact, we want that to be a little bit higher if possible. And we have so much research tech. I really do want a better research world. Now, we could actually use a bit of cash. We still need to sort out this disaster, but all things in due time. A supply ship we will send home to our capital. What did you kill over here? Our mini flagship. Ay. Zolotzi gunboat, eh? Keep the supply ships coming. Let's go ahead and talk to the Zolotzi and give them open borders while they're still willing to pay us 20 credits to do it. Done. You may have that. Goodbye, Zolotzi. Thank you for coming. We've identified at least one planet. That's great. If we assign a governor to it, it'll at least give us some culture points, which we really desperately want. Remember, we have a lot of culture that we need to unlock. We're just going to scoot around the border here. There's leadership recruiting. Let's choose a new tech. It's probably going to be evasive tactics. But research districts is also quite good. Takes 2 turns, gets us another policy slot that we can actually use. For the moment, we'll put in defensive measures, but we will take that out as soon as we can. I mean, the research here is pretty poor. I'm not gonna lie. We'll upgrade the manufacturing. Pollution isn't nearly as high as I would have expected. Not sure why just yet, but we'll work on it. What we could do is maybe get a couple of entertainment districts down on this planet, like up here. There's a farmer, get rid of him. Or we just place more manufacturing. I think that's the play. More manufacturing, more pollution, more good. Let's get the Aurora's Orchard. Go ahead and pick up one of these. Yes, we landed on the planet. Yes, the Beacon of Babylon is coming. Here comes our ship to the rescue with 59 HP left and a dream. Research districts done, getting us research grants. Beautiful. We will take that evasive tactics. Xeno manufacturing is pretty important though. We're going to grab that. Did we grab that? Did we grab that? I think we want orbital manufacturing, but I wanted to pop up here if anything else. Let's get Xeno manufacturing. Can we even fight these guys? Yes, we can. That's great news. Let's go ahead and liberate our planet. Very annoying that I had to make that trip anyway. More supply ships. Love how quickly we're getting these. That's probably a dead... Oh, he just made it huge. Just made it. 12 months. Lift that siege. Excellent. That's a win. And we've come back. I do wish to recruit a good leader, but lo and behold, none to be had. What we can do is maybe do leadership recruiting. I think we will. Let's see if we get a good commander. I mean, you're very, very solid and pretty cheap. Go ahead and pick you up, make you the commander of... We don't have the Pest Mother yet, which is unfortunate. That's a whoopsies. We still need interstellar what's-its. 11 Alarium. The price of Alarium goes down pretty quickly. We might want to sell off a bit just to make sure we have a tiny bit of cash in the bank. Keep the supply ships coming. We're one-turning these supply ships. That's great news. Keep it coming. Let's give you a level. Some extra HP would be great. And really what we actually want right now is constructors. We want a constructor here. Definitely. We want to hoover up as much resources as we can. We're going to need to get a little bit more exploration done. I'm thinking another probe. Just to head off, we're going to need an asteroid miner or two here. That's a lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and queue that up as well. Asteroid miner, maybe prioritize that. We can make another dead world. I think that's a pretty solid candidate, and we're going to need a colony ship for this one. That's a lot of potential minerals there. Let's maybe queue one of those up. If we have the population, population's back up to 8. That's quite nice. Lots of specialists. That's okay. There's Xeno manufacturing for the Durantium processor. Most populous civilizations, surprisingly, were not there. Choose a new tech. Let's go for orbital manufacturing. Pretty solid. The supply ship. I think I would like to speed through a little bit more development on this planet. So we'll just land it here. Send you back. Can you actually fight these 4 nerds? You can. Send you up. Land this here. That'll finish the Beacon of Babylon. We can start spreading our creep as per the plan. Do we get the Durantium factory? Durantium processor here. Production is really good. Having it adjacent to Razar's lift would be nice, because that'll give +2 levels to manufacturing to Razar's, which is good. Or we could make this a +7 on our starport. I like that idea. That'll only be a +3 Durantium though. It seems a waste to lose out on the +2 to military. And Razar's having... It gets +5 per adjacency bonus while giving +3 adjacency. So I do think it's better to place it here on this +5. We're going to need a little bit of more Durantium. Actually, I should have thought about that. Durantium's going to be fairly hard for us to come by, as we're -5 Durantium for the moment. If he comes and siege my planet again, I will absolutely Alt F4. JK, I won't. What are you doing, Zalasi? Just here perving on us. In the meantime, I think I will add you into the Warforged until I have need of you. Better than you just sitting on the sidelines doing nothing. We have a lot of worlds we need leaders for, and I don't see any other great leaders. You're okay, a little bit low, and we're a bit short on cash, so we gotta wait for a little bit. There's our miner. Let's go ahead and grab as many of these as we can. Yes, we get all of them. Huge. That's going to be a big development for this planet, its resources, which is great. Upgrade the manufacturing when you have a moment. Good news there, good news there. Do we want to make a play for these planets? And there's some Durantium as well. Lots of Prometheon over here. A probe doing some work. You would make a very good governor. I feel like you're wasted here. Do we have a decent scientist? We do. Can we get some cash somehow, some way? We could sell off the Alarium. I think we will. I think it's worthy. It's a worthy investment. We'll pull you out of science, make you a governor, and we really need a good science planet. The problem is I don't think any of these are going to be good for science. Maybe Merlin 1. Maybe Merlin 1. I'm going to go for it. Merlin 1. Please have good science tiles. Please. We're going to need a new Minister of Technology. It's going to be this +8 here, the cheapest we have. Continue to develop the homeworld. Very nice. Merlin, what you got for me? Well, you've got precursor nanites, and you've got a lot of land, but what you don't have is good science. You do have a tech input of 4.5. Is that the best? We have, this has 6.8, but it does have a lot more citizens. You know, maybe 6.8 is as good as it's gonna get. Maybe this will be our science world for what it's worth. Let's go ahead and start planning out the science. It's really bad. I don't know, something like this. Our science gains are not going to be amazing, but through our population and through the fact that we actually have a lot of worlds, maybe it won't be as bad. Now, we do need some way of making cash because we still have worlds that we need to settle and we're going to need governors for. A governor has been assigned. That's plus culture points and approval. You'll love to see it. Approval pretty low at 75. Let's go ahead and rip out defensive measures and put in research grants. That's going to hurt our cash, but more science is good. It is turn 32. We have 46 research and 71 manufacturing. That is not bad. It's not incredible. I really feel like we should be able to get a little bit more out of this opener, seeing as we have a huge sector to ourselves and the Zolotzi have carved themselves a tiny slice of it somewhere. Let's go ahead and plan out this place. I don't really know what we're going to do. Potential wealth planet? Any wealth? Lots of manufacturing tiles. It's fine. I mean, I guess we'll do more manufacturing. Never gonna be upset about that. Issue there, starport there, manufacturing, something like this, and we'll see if we need any of this space for anything else. Maybe some approval tiles, some entertainment districts or something. We'll see. There's no great places for it, but you know, you just need like 3 or 4 of them and that'll be okay. But that seems a pretty good place to put a pin in this episode. I mean, it's hard to ask for a better opening than having a massive sector to yourself and room to expand without worries about the AI stealing your stuff. If we can get some of these resources online, as many resources as we can get our grubby little hands on, that will be great. A couple more planets would be nice. So that'll probably be what we work on in the next episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And we will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.